After the ending of Batman Arkham Knight, I really felt like that was it for the Batman Arkham series, and I just had this looming fear that we would never get another one of these masterfully written games ever again. In my opinion, the Batman Arkham series is the best written series in gaming. I love the story, I love the characters, and I love basically everything that happens. So when the Nightfall Protocol played and we saw the inevitable death, quote unquote, of Batman and then also the Demon Bat in the post-credits, I was kinda happy and kinda sad at the same time. On one hand, I was happy that Batman got to go out on his own terms and not at the hands of another villain, and on another hand, I was pretty angry that we would almost never see Batman again, or at least that's how it felt. Rumors and potentially leaks had been circulating years after the fact that we would get a new Batman Arkham game, this time playing as Bruce Wayne's son, but the idea of that didn't even interest me. I like Bruce Wayne, that's who Batman is to me, and I thought that if there was going to be another Batman Arkham game, I didn't want it if it didn't have Bruce Wayne. And Rocksteady's desire to not speak on the ending of Batman Arkham Knight and not reveal the ending of Batman Arkham Knight to the Batman Arkham community, in my eyes, made this ever more fitting. There was no real concrete answer to what happened to Batman, which means it did leave the door open for there to be a chance where the ending of Batman Arkham Knight doesn't actually happen, that it's not canonical. Batman takes down Scarecrow and he overcomes the fear toxin, and despite everyone knowing who he is still able to rain terror on the city just fine. Now, very recently I did a review on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and in that review I had a lot of good things to say about the game, but additionally I also had a lot of bad things to say, and much like everybody right now, my biggest complaint with the game is the way they handle the Arkhamverse. I'll keep this as brief as I can here because I don't want this to turn into a 1-hour ranting video that just goes over points I've already touched on. I don't see why the Arkhamverse needs to be a part of Suicide Squad. There is not one person I've spoke to yet who's given me a valid reason for why this game had to take place in the Arkhamverse. In my opinion, my personal headcanon is that Rocksteady put this in the Arkhamverse so that they could use nostalgia bits to get old fans back to play this game. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that is just my personal theory, because I do not see why Batman from the Arkhamverse needs to be in this game, or hell, even characters like the Penguin, the Riddler, Aaron Cash, and more. I don't know why they need to exist in this game. Okay, I do not understand it. I don't think I will ever understand it. And while I did enjoy Suicide Squad, it doesn't mean I enjoyed all of it. And the one thing that really dampened my experience was the fact that the Arkhamverse was in this game. I don't see a point in putting it in this game other than to get old fans back and use cheap nostalgia pops. There is no reason, considering this game so beautifully explains the idea of an Elseworld, which is basically a parallel universe that is similar to the one we're in, but it has a different version of everyone inside of it. Why is there no Elseworld Batman? If we were going to kill the Justice League, why did we not get an Elseworld version of Batman who joined up with the Justice League? And then we kill the fake Batman, and then boom, we've protected the legacy of Batman Arkham instead. That is something which in my eyes would make more sense, and even then would probably still draw backlash, but the point is, why does Batman Arkham Bruce Wayne have to be in this universe? It does not make sense. I'll go ahead and quickly fill you guys in and get you in the loop if you're not a Batman Arkham fan as to why so many people are so passionate about this topic and are defending it with their life. These games are sacred. To a lot of people, myself included, the Batman Arkham series is the greatest series of all time. It is masterfully made. The gameplay is addicting, sometimes challenging. The story writing is second to none. The graphics are out of this world, ahead of their time. In my eyes, Batman Arkham Knight still to this day surpasses many games on the market. So when Rocksteady made the decision to do what they've done to Batman and the Arkhamverse in Suicide Squad, it left a lot of people furious because they saw no point to it, other than to kill off all of the legacy they had left behind. I really do feel like this spells the end for the Batman Arkham universe, at least from the Bruce Wayne side of things. And that's really sad because I think after seeing how Suicide Squad is going to perform, Warner Brothers is going to ask for another Batman Arkham game. I don't see what Rocksteady as a studio could possibly do going forward, And I just straight up think the next choice for them is another Batman Arkham game. But I just straight up don't see how they're going to set it in this universe now after they've absolutely caved in the heads of every lovable piece of lore and story they left behind. Bruce Wayne, Batman, the guy who has an unbelievable amount of plot armor, the guy who seemingly mastered the fear toxin in the secret ending of Arkham Knight and was able to use it to rain terror over the city of Gotham. Oh yeah, well, he decided that it wasn't good enough, and so he had to link up with the Justice League, but that really didn't work at all for him, because he ended up having his mind controlled by Braniac, and then having his brains blown out by Harley Quinn, who somehow, by the way, overcame his fear toxin. That fucking sentence doesn't even sound real, but sadly, it's 100% real, and it legitimately happens in the game. Oh, and as for Robin? Well, I'm sure Robin's safe, right? Nope, he's dead. He dies off screen. That's what we've done. We've decided that since Batman dies, everyone around him should die too. Robin is dead. I am sorry, but Robin's dead. There will be no Robin Batman Arkham game because we've just robbed him out of the universe. Also, I just want to say, I find it absolutely fucking comical that when you see Robin's mask on the ground here, there's blood beneath it. Like, what happened? Did Robin have his period in the Batchamber here and then get killed, and then Batman just took his body off screen but left his mask behind? Is he just taunting us now? What sense does this make? Why is there blood on the ground? Oh, and also, another thing with this scene where we're going and checking out Batman's secret echo log he left behind, and then we get fear-gassed and have to go through this elaborate level. Why? If he's got us fear-gassed in a chamber, why wouldn't he just knock us out and then kill us? This doesn't make any sense. In the start of the game, Batman literally pulls a gun on the crew, so why would he all of a sudden fear-gas us in a chamber and then leave us alive long enough to go through his mission and boss fight? This just doesn't make any sense. If Rocksteady can do what they want to the Batman Arkham universe, then I can do what I want to their story, and my headcanon is that Braniac is a fucking idiot. Because it seems like he turned Batman into one. Why is Batman all of a sudden lacking all of the knowledge and all of the plot armor he had during Batman Arkham franchise? And before you say, well, epic, it's called Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League. They've got to kill the Justice League, so he can't have plot armor. Well, you're right, that makes perfect sense, but unfortunately, the plot for all of the Batman games is for the Joker to die, but he keeps fucking coming back. So if that can happen, I don't see why Batman all of a sudden loses his plot armor. This is Rocksteady's story, and they should be telling it with some consistency here, instead of bottoming out for some cheap nostalgia pops, all just to kill a franchise they worked so hard to build. Which I know sounds comical because most of the old Rocksteady team have left by now, but that doesn't mean you should piss all over a franchise by making a game which you know is going to make a controversial stir. And dear God, then we get the scene with Batman's actual death, where they sit him down on a park bench, and at no point does he ever escape, at no point does he ever knock the gun out of Harley's hand or do any of the stuff you would expect him to do. It is actually poetic that this is the death of Batman, and in his death scene he does not behave like Batman at all. It's like not only are they about to strip away this character from the universe, but they're also going to strip away everything that made him him to begin with. Now, I have seen some people saying that once all 13 seasons of Suicide Squad are over and we've killed all the Brainiacs, the Justice League comes back to life. And you know what? I totally agree. I have no doubt that that will be the cop-out at this point. They will receive so much backlash to this decision that they will ultimately retcon it. But sadly, the damage is done. And I don't know how game developers don't get this. You cannot just simply go in and butcher something and then later on just say, oh no, that actually didn't happen. That is not how that works. The damage is already done. We work with an extremely fickle player base when we go to any game. There are so many games out there on Steam. You can look up right now, check the achievement percentage of people that got past level 10 in a game or the third mission, and you'll see just how many people out of the hundreds of thousands that bought it dropped the game before they even beat it. If someone sees this happening online, this is going to be their takeaway from what you've done. You can't just go back later on and say, oh no, that didn't happen guys, it was just a simple mistake, it's just a little illusion. You've already done the damage. You've already gone in and butchered and absolutely carved out like a pumpkin the fucking soul of a franchise you built over the past 10 plus years. One thing that I really want an answer to here is, like I said at the start of the video, why did this game actually need the Arkhamverse in? I genuinely questioning this. If you guys have an answer for me, please let me know in the comment section down below. Why did this game need to be in the Arkham franchise? Why could there not have just been a game where, once again, there's another world, another Batman who's coming in, he's an imposter Bruce Wayne, and he is taking up the role of Batman in the Justice League? But it's canon epic, he's always wanted to work with the Justice League. Well, they weren't fucking there in Arkham Knight. And just talking about the game as a whole, even though I did enjoy my time with it and I did enjoy Suicide Squad, here's my next question. Why is this Suicide Squad killed the Justice League? Why is this not the Justice League kills the Suicide Squad? At least then, if you want to drag the Arkhamverse into this game, you could have Batman as a playable character. How cool would that be? Batman's now in Metropolis apparently. How cool would it be to go around Metropolis assassinating people and whatnot? And then you could have other characters in that universe also like the ones you've got in the game. You could play as Wonder Woman. Who doesn't want to play as Wonder Woman? You could play as the Green Lantern. Green Lantern's cool. You could play as the Flash. Everybody seems to want a Flash game nowadays, so why not let them play as the Flash? And hey, Superman, that just writes itself, right? But ultimately, the decision they went with here, I have no doubt, has just killed their reputation as a whole. And once again, like I said in my review, I enjoyed Suicide Squad overall, but there are so many things in this game that are unforgivable, and I think the biggest sin is what they've just done to the most beloved franchise in gaming, in my opinion. I don't know how they're ever going to come back from this, but I do think I know what's going to happen next. Step 1, they'll retcon it. Step 2, Warner Brothers will order another Arkham game. That is ultimately what I see happening going forward right now, because if anything less happens, I genuinely fear for the future of this studio. But anyway, I'm done ranting. I am genuinely sad at what has happened, and I don't know how they are ever going to move past this in the future. I wish you luck, Rocksteady, because I think you're really going to need it. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.